All right, good morning, everybody. It's your boy Solito once again. I hope you guys enjoyed that video that I posted out last night. So this morning, on request of some of my people inside of my Discord, I'm going to be talking about the Spy, a little bit in detail about that, and then I'm going to actually be showing a little bit of SoFi and Pepsi. So before I get into all of that, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I don't want to be a fucking financial advisor, so please don't look at me as one. And of course, anything that I say out of my mouth pertaining to any of these stocks, overall in any of these videos, it's only for entertainment purposes only. So whatever you do is what you do with your funds. So take everything with a grain of salt, but overall, okay? All right, so SPY. As you can see, this is what I have drawn out. We have the yellow arrow, red arrow. But of course, on the left-hand side, this is your ancient past, and right-hand side, as you can see, this is our present time. Okay, so from the yellow arrow in the past, we ended up gapping up a couple times, as you can see, and we went straight up to the red, and then we got a nice little pull down. I actually did this as a gap down because it basically showed this right here on the present side of things, that in my opinion that's where I feel we are. It's more, how can I say it, oh, and please don't mind the gallos in the background. I have a lot of roosters outside running around and stuff, so please don't mind them. But with the SPY right now, based off the past, it seemed like everything was more in an upward trend, a super hard upward trend. And now, with our present time, due to, in my opinion, so much going on in the economy, and so much going on based off CPI data, crude oil, and everything like that, which I truly do not get too deep into because that's above my knowledge to a certain extent. We're now trading in a diagonal slant way, if you will. So it's not going to look exactly the same. The movements are somewhat the same, but they're not going to be exactly the same. But anyways, like I said, this is your ancient past on your left hand side. Right hand side is your present time. So yellow arrow goes up to the red, as you can see, with a nice amount of gaps. Yellow goes all the way up to red. It didn't gap like how it was supposed to, but basically this is all of that in one, in my opinion. And then you get your gap down, which basically this was a flash crash down, and then you create your W going into the green. Right here you got a gap down, you create your W, and you gap up going into the green. And then right here on the green, you start traveling sideways, a little choppy or whatever, but you're moving to the upside, and then you shoot up to the upside, and then you get a nice little rejection back down, and then you get a bounce. And the same thing happens here. You get a nice little chop, and then you drop, and then you get your bounce, and then you start getting your trade to the side. So does the same thing right here. As of right now, I'm expecting a nice pullback. This pullback could be another flash crash, in my opinion. We could go all the way down to as low as $500. So I could be wrong, but at the same time, I could be right. So that's why I say take everything with a grain of salt. But basically what I'm looking at right now is that, as you can see right here, where we ended up creating a nice little chop to the upside a little bit, and then we end up getting a hard drop. I'm beginning to think that this is where we're at now. We got a nice little chop, and then we're starting to drop to the downside. Now, in my opinion, there's a possibility that we can possibly get a flash crash down all the way down to the low 500s, lose a couple points off the SPY. I'm thinking no lower than 500. We could see it hit 507, and then we just get our bounce, and we go all the way up to 530. And then, just as it shows over here on the ancient side of things, we end up going up, and then we got a nice peak, and then we came back down, and we tested again around that 355 range, which I think the very moment that we end up reaching 530, we'll end up getting that reject, that move back to the downside, and we end up testing possibly 507, 510. Ain't no telling. Before we continue moving to the upside again. In my opinion, I don't think the SPY is going to be slowing down anytime soon. In my opinion, I also think that the algos have sped up on the SPY as well. So I also know that today CPI data is coming out. Today is April 10th, 2024. Coming out at 8:30 Eastern time. Shout out to my people in the Discord for keeping me up on that. We're going to be watching that today as well, and we should be hopefully guys say the same, that we continue going to the upside and we don't do any of this right here. But eventually we're going to have to do a pullback. We're eventually going to have to get a retest sometime in the near future, because the SPY has been running like ape shit crazy for the past, really for the whole year, honestly, technically since COVID. But I'm expecting a pullback a little further down into the 500s to scare a few people out, and then after that we get that bounce and we start moving back up and we possibly touch 530. Now, like I say, take everything with a grain of salt. Like I said, it's a possibility that we could just end up getting a quick bounce and then just moving on up. But at the same time, like I say, we could just hit that bottom, get that nice quick retest, and then shoot on up to the upside. I don't think when I don't know when it's going to happen. Honestly, I don't know when it's going to happen, but this is what I have so far on that. Okay, I think that the high is going to be 530, and then it's going to bounce and drop back for a retest down towards the lower 500s area, and then we're going to be going for a new all-time high, which I think before the end of the year is out, that we'll probably see about 575, maybe 575 at the highest before 2024 is out, going into 2025. But I will keep you guys posted on that. Okay, so that's it for the SPY. I'm gonna move over to SoFi now. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into SoFi like that. I'm just going to show areas of interest of where, money could possibly be made, in my opinion. And, of course, not financial advice. So let me go ahead and pull this back. Well, as you can see, before I even zoom in, right here at the bottom, you have your discount zone, your discount area. And then up here at the very, very top, you have your premium. So these little areas of interest is also premium areas. The equilibrium right here is basically the centerfold of everything that's going on right now. So let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit more to where we are right now, okay? And show you guys what I think is potential spots of where, money could possibly be made, okay? So right here at the bottom, you have your weekly low, which was around $6.94 off head. I'm just guessing. I'm just going straight off the head right now. And then you have your weekly high around $7.71 so far, because this week has not finished off yet. So as of right now, for our daily low so far has been $7.48 in my opinion, and all the way up to the top, our actual daily high is actually $7.77, but really so far it's looking like it's about to be $8, because we're in that zone of interest on where we could possibly end up getting a retest and then shooting on up to break this gap right here that we have at this equilibrium area. If we break that, there's a possibility that we can go ahead and shoot even higher, and we'll break up towards around $9.20, that $8.80 to $9.20 range, and then we'll end up retesting again, and then possibly shoot all the way up to the $10 range. As far as like timing on everything, I do not know. I'm not going to get too deep into that. But as far as SoFi right now, SoFi is very, very bullish, in my opinion. I'm thinking that SoFi is about to go ahead and cover this gap, and then it's going to continue making a nice little move up here towards this area, and then get a retest before it decides to continue going any higher. So take that with a grain of salt. There's a possibility that this may go into earnings, reaching around $9.20 and peaking out. Now, if it breaks past, I would say get ready for the big run towards towards the $10 range. But other than that, so far so good on SoFi. SoFi is looking very, very bullish in my eyes right now on the daily. Of course, I'll keep my Discord updated on this, and of course, if you guys want me to keep you guys updated on it as well, I would do that as well for y'all by keeping it in the videos. But so far so good. SoFi is bullish. Let me go over here to Pepsi real quick. Show you guys Pepsi. Okay, so Pepsi has a weak high. It's a very, very weak high at the top. So of course, as you saw, it got rejected not too long ago. Okay, your equilibrium is down here. There is a possibility that you can go back down to this area of interest right here. This is your discount area. But so far on Pepsi, you do have a nice little gap down here at the bottom that does need to be filled in. Now, our weekly low on Pepsi, it's 168.09. Your weekly high, of course, which was just recent, was 176.24. Your daily low is around 168.73, and your daily high, well, your recent daily high is around 170.09, but technically it's around 170.75. Pepsi is looking very, very bullish as well too for the short term, in my opinion. I'm thinking that this gap is eventually going to have to get filled. In my opinion, it doesn't have to happen, but so far right now, as you can tell from the MACD indicator, that the signal line is actually the MACD line is actually getting ready to it's actually curling already and getting ready to head towards your signal line. So with that being said, get ready to possibly see a nice move to the upside. You may end up getting back up here towards that 176.24-25 range, and then you end up starting to see that rejection going back down to the downside, possibly back towards to where we are now, or if anything worse, it gets very bearish and we end up down towards the equilibrium area where things are actually trading in a barcode manner. So so far on Pepsi looks good. Pepsi looks good. I don't know. Pepsi is just doing its thing. And as you can see right here as well, like I said, this is your discount zone, your new discount zone right here, obviously, because you created a double bottom, and then you started a nice quick chop, and then you started making your move to the upside, which caused your gap up right here out of this discount zone. So take everything with a grain of salt. It looks very, very bullish for the short term right now. I will keep you guys updated on that, but for the time being, it's bullish in my opinion. I mean, it looks very, very bullish. It's self-explanatory from the looks of things. But other than that, guys, I'm going to make this quick because this is basically the end of the video now, because in the next 28 minutes we have CPI data coming out. Eventually in the long term, once I get a few more people hearing me out on my TA and everything, I will possibly start going live on YouTube or whatever, running these plays and all this stuff, giving my opinion, my little 2 cents on what I think may happen next. So as far as earnings coming up very soon for Pepsi, I think that Pepsi may end up getting that pullback during earnings. But like I said, I could be wrong. So not financial advice. Take everything with a grain of salt. And if you guys want to know more about how I'm moving and what I'm thinking, along with the individuals in my Discord or whatnot, like I say before in all my videos, drop a comment in the bottom of this video, and if you want to join, I'll definitely send you guys a link. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys have a great day with your trading. I hope you guys make as much money as fucking possible. I want to see everybody rich. You know, you win some, you lose some. So, you know, keep your head on right. Don't let nobody piss in your Cheerios, and let's have a great day. But until further ado, I'll see you guys later on. All right. Salito out.